There has been a problem with this video I recorded before. Maybe someone noticed or checked it, or you didn't. What I'm gonna do is recompile it and, of course, shorten this a bit. And so we are into this perfect betting game, the way I call it, and I consider it because you are betting on probabilities, and so you got a very fair chance of comparing, yeah, uh, the perfect comparison just in probabilities. And this obviously works much more reliable than any kind of other betting game. If you just bet on 1x2 who's gonna win or so, and you say, I say they are gonna win, so either you're right or you're wrong. But you don't get a decent reward if you bet an outsider, so it would make no sense at all. If I would say Leverkusen are gonna win, Dortmund are gonna win, maybe you all do, Leipzig are gonna win, Gladbach are gonna win, Wolfsburg are gonna win, Hannover still favorites, Bayern, Werder. This is the most likely of the three outcomes. And Düsseldorf. So that would A, be boring, and B, it would be the only choice. And you get no chance actually to be better than anyone else in the world if he would say the same things that you do if you were anywise. Of course, now we can argue about the result, and there would be, usually it would come out 1-0, sometimes 2-0, and sometimes, rarely, 2-1. Maybe in such a game like Gladbach against Hertha, it could be 2-1. I could check that. But like that, you would outclass everyone else. But it would not be any fun at all, because you would restrict yourself to the favorites for reasons of very obvious wisdom. As you say, if there's no reward for any outsider to go for, of course I'm gonna pick the favorite. And it would be no fun, and it would not be fair at all. So, and if you go for the most likely result, it is just boring, and still you would outclass the others if they would insist this is the right kind of betting game. And we enjoy it, and we're gonna do it next season once again. Probabilities, this is perfect. Here are my probabilities, true prices, reciprocal of that, tuned to 100%. Anyone who wants to take part has to distribute the 100% for the outcome of the games, or the possible outcomes. And then you can fairly join this competition. I picked another site, a different one. I may not repeat it. Mine has played yesterday already. Those prices here are undergoing some changes. It had been 183. I don't know why I changed to 117.8, but I lost anyway on this one, so you can't blame me. The games are about to kick off, so I may not even be able to upload the video as the microphone didn't work. What I'm gonna do is tune this to 100% as we are used to. So this is more or less based on the best prices there are at the market, betting market. Based on this, this is the best possible predictions, distributions of the 100%. And as we've seen so far, betting market has outclassed me, because I can show the intermediate result. It's minus 1025. So even if I say I got the true prices, betting market had been better. So they can hardly complain that I'm taking those prices as the given ones, or those probabilities as the given ones, or the assumed ones. Anyway, here we see that we are not this far apart, but 8%, this is quite a bit, that they say Leverkusen are more likely to win. And it happened, 5-1 they won, so I lost a head full. I lost quite something. But for other games it's usually about the same. Or, yeah, well, there are small differences. Here are the true prices, here are the possible payouts. The calculation is always the same. I take my probability plus market's probability, so everyone is getting a fair weight of his probability, and calculate the times a fictitious amount of money, because betting market did not agree to make this betting game with me. You could do it with friends, anyone could do it, but you had to multiply with agree on an amount of money you bet for, whereby the 1000 is not an amount really, it's just a parameter to calculate this by, because if you take mine plus his and multiply this, that's about 50%, and you multiply this with 1000, you just see an amount of money that we bet each other on the other one's true price, which is here. He bets on 354, I bet 450, the same amount, 500 euro. So you see the difference between these prices, which is almost 1 unit, is what I could possibly gain if mines were going to win, or they would have won, in fact, because this is in the past. And I lost like almost, this is more than half a unit. This is 2.16 and 1.84. The difference here, well, 500 times this is like 900 or so, and 500 times this is 1080 or something like this. Well, maybe I've said something wrong. Oh yeah, but we are betting 1000 on this chance, because we both see this as the more likely one, right? Because we see it's 46 or 54, so we bet like 100% of 1000, so we bet 1000 more or less on this. So then you see the difference between these two, that's 0.32, so that's like 320 euro, and this is exactly what comes out. But this is a very fair way of calculating this, and I can bet this is mathematically perfect. You can't beat this system by any by giving any probabilities that are other than closest to reality. You couldn't say, okay, I'm gonna say Leverkusen, I make it more than 50%. I'm gonna make it 60%, although I know it's less than that. I make it 70% because I say, okay, it's still the favorite, and I simply put a 70% down. Because you would lose so much in the other cases, so you can only make money if this were right, or you knew what was going to happen, like Biff Tannen, but you don't know that. So you would lose a lot more on the other chances. So you have no chance. You have to put down the right probabilities, or the best you know, or the closest to what it really is. And we will see the results later, but here I can only argue, and I've done that in the previous video, which one did not see, but usually the market is a bit, it's not this sharp on draws or so, and it's not really, they don't care about draws, right? Because people do not bet on the draws, or rarely do, so they don't care so much. So if I want to prove I'm better, I actually have to avoid these draws here, because in 6 out of 9 games I lose on the draws, which means they rate it a bit higher than I do. I checked in my database, or I could repeat this, but I expected like 23.6% draws, and there had been 24.3. So I was wrong by about 0.7%. Draws, which is not a lot, of course, right? So, but anyway, I don't know if I would be losing or winning in the long run. I think that I lost here is not because of the draws, but maybe partly it is, but it's not that I wrongly assessed the draws. I'm pretty close. I mean, 23.6 or 24.3 that it really occurred. You can check that also in the table. I can do it. I do it in another video. I just want to close this one. The games have started right now, so I want to post this video so you can check at least here the payouts, the possible payout are there, and I can hardly justify. I mean, maybe I could argue I would like to take Leipzig because I see them a bit heavier favorites. I mean, I'm not really keen on Wolfsburg, but in this case, I'm ready to take them. I have to go with Nuremberg because Hanover, maybe new coach, it's always Thomas Doll and always changes things. Bayern, I'm not losing a lot. The market once again tending to Bayern a bit too much, maybe, but I have to prove, and it has to happen once in a while. In Werder, I'm support Augsburg. Well, do I? I mean, they are okay. And Baum survived the battle with his players because Hinteregger and Leipertz left the club, and so he survived. So on, and here it's nothing special. In this one, I was strongly supporting Mainz, and I was fully wrong. Okay, just by result, because the game itself was actually not this clearly one direction. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back with the other one on Monday. How do I stop this? Okay. Thanks.